Hi, and welcome to Enchantment of Eternity's quick review for Orphan Black Seasons 1 through 3. This video is a part of a series of videos where I give a quick spoiler-free review of a TV show currently airing. These videos are aimed towards those who may not have seen the show, but those who have will know more of what I'm talking about. So when I say this video is spoiler-free, that's not entirely accurate because I found from my own personal experience that I enjoyed the show a lot more going into it knowing absolutely nothing about it, because in the first couple of episodes the lead character Sarah has no clue what's going on as a lot of weird shit goes down, and over the course of the first couple of episodes you start to learn more about what's up. So this review will spoil those first couple of episodes by necessity, because in order to talk about the show and what it eventually will be about, you have to give away its main premise, which is clones. So the show begins with Sarah, who is a petty thief and a grifter, as one day she's in a subway station and sees a woman who looks exactly like her. When she goes to confront her, the woman, however, throws herself in front of an incoming train, committing suicide. The woman left behind a bag that Sarah steals. She later learns more about this woman, whose name is Beth and was a cop, and eventually ends up assuming her identity in order to steal some of her money, which eventually she ends up having to pretend to be Beth to Beth's friends. However, the plot thickens when she discovers that she and the other woman are clones, which is why they look exactly alike, and Beth was in communication with two other women who are also their clones, so look just like them. One of them is a soccer mom with two kids, and the other is a scientist finishing her PhD. Apparently, with Beth, they were learning their true origins as clones, and they found out that someone was hunting them and killing them off. So there's a lot more to it than that, but that's the basic plot, which I found fascinating. I thought the first season in particular worked really well. The way they slowly revealed the mystery and kept bringing more elements into it. In fact, I'd extend this to the whole first season, which I thought was amazing, as it was tense, suspenseful, and really put you into Sarah's mind space and got you to sympathize with her. Each episode was like a roller coaster ride as you were wondering how Sarah would get out of this and what new surprises she may encounter next. But unfortunately, the show could not keep up this pace. Towards the end of the first season, the story starts to dull down and become less interesting, and this problem only gets worse in the next two seasons, which I'm afraid I would have to describe as mediocre at best. In Season 2 and Season 3, the stories become a bit ridiculous as they keep making changes to characters and stories that are completely inconsistent with what has already been established. It's painfully obvious that the writers are just making this up as they go along, as certain characters make drastic, sometimes ludicrous changes that are just plain silly. There were so many times in Season 2 I threw up my arms and just went, "Oh, come on, that's ridiculous." And in Season 3, the whole driving storyline I thought was a bit silly. However, there were aspects to Season 2 that were great, and although I was tempted to quit the show at the start of Season 3 altogether, as I felt they really jumped the shark, the end of Season 3 got much better and managed to gain my interest again. There was one character in particular who seemed to be a fan favorite who I did not care for at all and firmly believe they should have been killed off in Season 1, but they kept this character around and very drastically changed her character to make her more comedic and less horrific, which I felt was completely inconsistent, plus felt the character overall came off as a giant cliche. Also, this show had a problem similar to one I mentioned in Vikings, in which people would unrealistically go after the lead character all the time, even if it didn't make any sense, just to make sure he remained the main focus of the show. A similar thing happened in the second and third seasons of this show, as people would demand Sarah be involved or act like Sarah was the center of the universe, even when it didn't make sense. The problem was, with the story they first set up in Season 1, it actually should have been resolved by Season 1, so they kept having to come up with new and inventive ways to keep the story going, and many times these ways were convoluted and weren't pulled off really well and relied on changing the nature of many of the characters. However, the real impressive thing about the show, which only got more impressive in later seasons, was how amazing an actor the lead actress Tatiana Maslany she had to play multiple roles, and by the later seasons she was pretty much playing practically every character, and each character was played so unique and so differently that it was very easy to forget they were being played by the same actor, as you never thought of these characters as the same. And on top of that, many times these clones would pretend to be another character, so the actress had to play one character pretending to be another character, and you completely bought it every time and could tell the difference. That is true talent. In fact, there was a lot of outrage when the Emmys snubbed her twice, but finally recognized her with a nomination for lead actress this year. I personally think she should have won, and is definitely one of the best things about the show. So, to give a rating on Orphan Black is a bit difficult, because if I were to rate season 1 alone, I would give it like a 9 or a 10. However, seasons 2 and 3 would get more like a 4 and a 5. So, for all 3 seasons, I'm going to have to split the difference and give Orphan Black seasons 1 through 3 a 7, very good. An amazing start to the series. I would definitely recommend season 1 to any and everyone, but unfortunately it goes downhill after that, and season 2 and 3 aren't nearly as good, but still worth watching. So as to the question of will I watch the next season, if you had asked me this question at the start of season 3, I probably would have said no, as I was beginning to have enough of it. But then the end of season 3 managed to get really good again and ended with me wanting more, so the answer is yes, I will watch the next season, but I'm a bit skeptical. But it's worth watching just to see Tatiana Maslany pull off all these different roles so well. So that's it for my quick review for Orphan Black, and that's also it for my quick reviews series. I may end up doing a few more quick reviews here and there in the future, but these are all the shows I had planned to review for now, which you can check out my channel for the previous reviews I have done if you haven't seen them already. However, I'm now going to move on to a series of Game of Thrones Season 6 prediction videos, which will start this Monday and be released every Monday after that until the end of the year. So make sure you subscribe so you can keep up with all that, and thanks a lot for watching.